If you are thinking about buying a Tesla in 2021, then you need to watch this video, because in this video, I'm breaking down a bunch of things you should consider. And I know if you're watching this video, you've probably thought about the basics, like which trim level you're gonna get, which model, capacity, motors, range, all that stuff. I'm sure you've already done that. But I want to go a step deeper. I want to talk about some things you should also consider, maybe you haven't considered if you're considering buying a Tesla in 2021. There's some tips, tricks, secrets, and some other stuff in here that I'm going to talk about along the way. So if you're looking to buy a Tesla, these are some other things you really need to consider before you buy that car. First things first, obviously you want to do your homework, but not just the basic homework, like long range versus standard range plus, or a Model Y versus a Model 3, but more do your homework on the other stuff. There are a tremendous amount of resources available for those of you who are looking to buy a Tesla, or even those new owners who have a Tesla and just want to take full advantage of it. There are so many places to go. You can, of course, shameless plug, subscribe to this channel because I do a lot on tips and tricks and secrets and just how to get the very most out of your Tesla and also answering questions along the way. But beyond that, there are plenty of other wonderful YouTube channels that really go in depth on Teslas and the processes behind them and the ways to maximize your efficiency. And there is a rabbit hole that you can get on with YouTube on some great YouTube channels on just learning more about Tesla. So definitely check those out. Also, some great recommendations for different forums and communities you can get involved with. Facebook has a lot of great Tesla owner groups that'll be happy to answer any questions from potential owners. Obviously, Tesla Motor Club has a great community forum thread as well as Tesla Motors and Tesla Lounge on Reddit. Those subreddits are great, full of lots of people that are very knowledgeable. And I think in general, the Tesla community is very kind and knowledgeable and welcoming and does want to answer any questions you may have. So if you're looking to get like one-on-one Q&A, just reach out to someone in one of the various forum posts or in a Reddit thread or even in the comments on a video like this, and many people would be happy to answer that question and give you any of the info or answers you need. And I know this might sound obvious again, but just to kind of reiterate it, tip number 2 is to figure out your charging situation before you move forward with your car. Not just where you're gonna charge at home, but other places you can charge. Obviously, first things first, if you can charge at home, that would be great, though I don't think it's necessary. I think if you live in an apartment or a condo or just a place that doesn't have a charger, I think you still can own a Tesla and enjoy that Tesla without owning a home charger. A video about that subject will be linked up here or down below. But in addition to that, try to find some other ways you can charge and other places you can charge as well. There is a great resource called PlugShare. It is an app and it is filled with basically all the different types of charging available to you, whether it's public charging, private charging, some tips from users on there. PlugShare is a tremendous resource that shows you all the different EV charging options available in your current area. Also look up the basics like ChargePoint, EVgo, Electrify America. There are stations all around and you'd be surprised how many are being added all the time that are going to help you charge up your car when you're out and about, whether it's a shopping center or at a grocery store, or even most importantly, your place of business. Look to see if there are chargers available there as well, because that'll make things way easier, especially if you don't have a home charger. Like I said, just check around, check the places you go, see what EV charging options are available to you, because chances are you can go out and run the errand or go to the movie or do what you were gonna do and also charge your car in the process. Also, another bonus tip here, make sure you set up those charging accounts before you get the car, because the last thing you wanna do is pull up to a ChargePoint station and then have to fumble around on your phone to create an account. So I'd set up accounts for like ChargePoint and EVgo and all that stuff ahead of time. It's free to do, and then you are good to go whenever you wanna use one of those chargers and take advantage of those public charging options. Third thing to consider is figuring out your software update solution. And I know this sounds a little weird, but hear me out. Next time there is a massive software update and you don't have this figured out, you're gonna be kind of banging your head against the wall trying to figure out how to get that software on your car ASAP and play with all those new features. So first things first, if you do want to take advantage of the latest and greatest software updates, switch your update preference from normal to advanced or standard to advanced. This basically should put you a little bit ahead in the queue to get your updates first, though I don't know if it's ever been proven that this actually does make a difference or not, but just hit that button anyway so you are advanced and you can get that update as soon as possible. And then figure out how you're going to get those updates. The Wi-Fi receiver in the Model 3 and Model Y, or at least in the Model 3 in this case, is notoriously bad. I'm not sure if Tesla has made any substantial improvements with the Model Y, but Wi-Fi is not a great part of the car. So you want to make sure you have a Wi-Fi solution that's good for your car, whether that's getting an additional access point point or a repeater or a better mesh system, you kind of need a high-powered Wi-Fi system in your home to make sure that Wi-Fi works at your car and your car has a decent signal so it can download all those software updates, because as it stands right now, you do have to have a valid Wi-Fi signal to actually download those updates. Your car can check for an update over LTE, but it will not download that update over LTE. You have to use Wi-Fi as of right now. So I have a couple of recommendations for good kits down below, whether it's repeater or a better mesh system, to make sure your car has the Wi-Fi it needs to download those updates. And then there are some alternatives as well. If you're like me and you live in an apartment, there is no Wi-Fi in the basement of the parking garage. It is like a concrete shield, and there's no way any Wi-Fi signal could get down there. So you kind of have to rely on the personal hotspot feature on your phone or public Wi-Fi in order to download that update. Like I said, you can use your phone's Wi-Fi hotspot, though you do have to turn it on while you drive, because when you go from park to drive, Wi-Fi switches off. So turn it on and then you can connect to your phone and kind of let that download go as you drive. That is an option. Or maybe there's a Wi-Fi hotspot available at your place of work or something like that. Just try to figure that out ahead of time. Figure out your Wi-Fi. Make sure your Wi-Fi is good in your garage, or you have a good data connection that allow you to download those updates on the go. Because I'm telling you, when that big update hits, you want to make sure you are prepared so you can download the update and enjoy the new features to your car. Tip number 5 is to make sure you take advantage of those free supercharging miles, because you're either going to use them or lose them if you don't use them fast enough. Obviously, if you don't know, if you order a Tesla through a referral link, shameless plug like mine down below, you will get 1,000 miles of free supercharging. And if you refer somebody else, they'll get 1,000 miles and you get 1,000 miles. So it's a win-win until Tesla decides to change the referral system, which it sounds like they might do soon. Anyways, once you have those 1,000 miles, you can use them at a supercharger for basically free energy and free miles. So you can charge up your car for free at a Tesla supercharging station, which is nice, it's great, and it's really nice to have. But the caveat is that you gotta use them in a certain amount of time or they just disappear from the account. I think the timeline right now is 6 months unless you make another referral. So if you get those 1,000 miles and you don't use them within 6 months, you essentially lose them. Though I know Tesla hasn't always cracked down on that and actually made those miles effective at those certain periods of time. So sometimes I've heard they've kind of lingered a little longer, but Tesla has been known to take those miles away if you don't use them, or you got to make another referral. So in month 4, if you make a referral, then that timeline should reset and you should be able to get another 6 months added on to that timeline for you to use those referral miles. Again, it's a weird little thing, but just so you know, I just saw a comment about this the other day. You got to use them or you're going to lose them. So make sure you take advantage of those free supercharging miles, because free is free. Speaking of supercharging, if you're looking to take any road trips in your car, the built-in mapping software that Tesla has is great, and it'll kind of plan out your route and show you where to charge and how long to stop and all that stuff. But what's better is a better route planner. This is a website that is excellent, that you basically put in the type of car you have, the state of charge, and you can really map out a route in detail on where you're gonna go, where you're gonna charge, all this stuff. It is a great system, like the name suggests. It's just a better route planner, and though the one built into the Tesla vehicle keeps getting better and better, this is an excellent solution and an excellent alternative if you really want to kind of fine-tune the details, kind of look at it on your phone or your computer and not actually be in the car, and just better plan accordingly. A better route planner is awesome. Highly recommend you check that out, and I'll of course link that down below. Tip number 7 to consider, I'm sure you already know this, but I'm just gonna reiterate it again so you guys know, there is no Android Auto or Apple CarPlay on Tesla vehicles. Tesla has their own software and their own infotainment system, and there is not an option for either of those on your car. So you can't have third-party podcast clients, you can't stream SiriusXM from an app, you can't do Waze, stuff like that just doesn't work because there is no app store. There is no third-party phone system to link up to and be able to have those things in your car. Tesla does have kind of a basic sort of command system that you can use voice commands to trigger things, and you can also send or receive messages, but there is no virtual assistant built in. There's no kind of app store, so you kind of just have to be aware that that is something you're going to miss out on, though I do think personally the Tesla software system is superior to CarPlay and Android Auto in a lot of ways, so you kind of have some trade-offs there you have to make, though you can use the virtual assistant on your phones. If you still want to use the Hey Google or Hey Siri command, you can do that, and also just be able to access that through your car. car, though there is no virtual assistant built into the car, just so you know. Tip number 8 is to keep tabs on your premium connectivity subscription. I know this sounds obvious, but you would be surprised how quickly that free trial can go. Again, if you have a standard range plus vehicle, you get that 1 month free of premium connectivity, then you have to pay $9.99 a month. And if you have a long range or performance model, you get 1 year for free, then you have to start to pay. So just keep in mind that those trials are there. It's either 1 month or a year, so there is a big discrepancy between the two. And make sure that you either subscribe or you cancel before the time period is up, because if you don't have premium connectivity, you're gonna wish you had it, and you're gonna wish that you turned it on ahead of time, besides having to fumble around with it in the car. And if you don't wanna, be sure you cancel, because I think you'll automatically kind of renew into it and then start paying $10 a month when that free trial is over. Number 9 to consider before you buy a Tesla is the accessory market, because the aftermarket accessory ecosystem is your friend. Wow, that was a lot harder to say than I thought. Basically, there are a bunch of excellent accessories for the Model 3, Model Y, Model S, Model X that are here to make your experience better. Whether you buy one on Amazon or you buy one from a partner like Jetta, there are an excellent number of accessories that'll just help you get the best experience from your car, whether it's an anti-glare screen protector or better floor mats, or maybe floor mats that you don't have in your standard range plus like me, or performance foot pedals, or a center console wrap. Whatever it happens to be, there is just a great selection of accessories you can get for your Tesla that will really help you enjoy your car and really get the most out of it. I've linked some of my favorites down below. I've gotten a lot from my car, and I want to kind of share my excitement with you guys, so check out those ones down below. And another pro tip I'll give you, just from experience, learning from my mistake, is don't cheap out on accessories. When I first got my car, I bought a lot of cheap accessories because I really didn't want to spend money on accessories for my car. I thought it was kind of dumb, and I just didn't want to spend extra money. And I'm like, okay, I'll just kind of spend 10 or 20 bucks on this. And it ended up being crappy, to be honest. So I will tell you that you kind of get what you pay for when it comes to accessories. So I'd probably spend a little bit more money and get something better than having to buy something cheap and then buy a better version that was more expensive after and kind of pay the price twice because you didn't do the right thing in the first place. Again, it's happened to me before in a couple of instances. I just want to make sure you guys don't make the same mistake yourself. Just get high quality accessories. They're worth it. They're great. And they will make your Tesla experience much better. Trust me. And the 10th thing to consider before you get your Tesla is look. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love the car. Driving a Tesla is unlike any other car on the road. The software features, the autopilot hardware, the different abilities that come with software updates, just the interior itself, the minimalistic approach that Tesla takes, everything is unique, it's exciting, it's fun, and you are going to love this car. And chances are, if you made it this far in this video, you've probably watched a lot of other videos and you're just waiting for delivery, or you're waiting to pull the trigger and actually buy your car. Just do it. You're gonna really love it. It's an excellent experience. It is unlike anything else, and you are just absolutely going to love the car. So if you've made it this far, take a deep breath, relax, enjoy. You are going to love your Tesla, and something to know before you buy it is that you're gonna love it and you're not going to wanna stop driving it. And that is it. Those are 10 things to consider before you buy a Tesla in 2021. I know some of these things are more well-known than others, but I'll tell you from experience, as someone who watched a lot of videos and did a lot of research before I took delivery and before I even moved forward with buying my car, these are things I wanted to know, and I know that some of them, again, are obvious and you've heard them before, but it doesn't hurt to kind of reiterate over and over again that some things like charging and Wi-Fi and I don't know what else, accessories, these are just very important things that you gotta consider and keep in mind before you get your car, because the more stuff you do ahead of time, the more your future self will thank you. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this channel and this video. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see ya in the next one.